Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Write Todd and Julie Chrisley letters behind bars. Address here. If you are a fan of Todd and Julie Chrisley, you know that they are in prison at this time. A lot of fans would like to write them letters. Savannah Chrisley shared the details on her podcast Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley about how to write to them. Writing letters to Todd and Julie Chrisley. If you are looking to write a letter, Savannah Chrisley shared that you can go to the bop.gov website and find their addresses. TV shows Ace did the work for you and found the addresses. You will need their name and inmate number on the letters. Here is Todd's address. Federal Bureau of Prisons, Todd Chrisley, 72,600 to 019. Post Office Box 474,701 Des Moines, Iowa 50,947-1. Here is Julie's address. Federal Bureau of Prisons, Julie Chrisley, 72,601 to 019. Post Office Box 474,701 Des Moines, Iowa 50,947-1. Make sure that you put a return address and a stamp on the letter before you send it. This will ensure that the prison gives it to them. What can you send them? When writing to Todd and Julie Chrisley, you can only send letters, not cards, according to Savannah. She said that it has to be on paper. Savannah shared that they get tons of stuff. She also said if you are going to be positive, send them something, but she made it clear if you are going to be negative, just skip it. This is entertainment for them while they are in prison. There is also an option on the website of how to send money to them through MoneyGram or Western Union. You can send up to $300 with MoneyGram. Western Union doesn't say how much you can send them with it. The website says, inmates are not allowed to receive packages from home without prior written approval from the inmates unit team or authorized staff member at the institution. New show coming. A new show with the Chrisleys is coming. Savannah teased on her podcast that they have been filming and have been very open on it. She couldn't share when it would air or where it would air though. Todd and Julie Chrisley won't be on this show obviously. They did share pictures of them filming on Instagram. Savannah said that there is no holding back, and you will even see Chloe asking her what tampons are for. She said that Chloe said she must be prepared for when that day comes. The room smelled faintly of disinfectant and regret. Todd Chrisley, dressed in the beige uniform of his prison facility, sat at a metal desk in his cell. A single lamp illuminated the notebook before him, its lined pages already half filled with his tight, precise handwriting. He had always been a man of words, able to charm and persuade, but now those words were confined to the margins of a letter meant for the outside world. Dearest Julie, he began, the pen in his hand a sharp contrast to the dull surroundings. For a moment he paused, letting his thoughts settle. The noise of the prison echoed faintly in the background. Muffled voices, the clink of keys, the scrape of a chair being moved. Todd had learned to tune it out, to focus on the one connection that tethered him to his old life, Julie. On the other side of the country, in a similarly cold and unyielding environment, Julie Chrisley sat cross-legged on her bunk. She wore her hair in a simple ponytail, her face bare of the makeup she once wore religiously. The letter from Todd lay open in her lap, his words a lifeline in a world that felt increasingly foreign. She reached for a pen, determined to write back. Todd needed her strength just as much as she needed his. Todd's letter. My dearest Julie, I woke up this morning and thought about the smell of fresh coffee in the kitchen, the way the sunlight used to spill through the windows of our home. Funny, isn't it, how the little things we once took for granted now seem like treasures locked away in memory? I won't lie to you, Julie. Some days are harder than others, but I've made it a point to keep my head high. I've joined a Bible study group, and it brings me a strange sense of peace. Remember how you used to tease me for always quoting scripture in moments of stress? Turns out, it's paying off. The verses remind me that this too shall pass. There's a man here named Jerry, older fellow, been inside for decades. He says you can tell a lot about a person by how they write their letters. When I told him about you, he smiled and said, that woman sounds like your home. And you are, Julie. No matter where I am, you'll always be my home. How are the kids? I think about them constantly. Have they written? I hope they're finding ways to move forward, Even with us being apart, Savannah's strength gives me hope. I know she's probably stepping into a leadership role with the family. Chase, well, he's probably giving her a run for her money, isn't he? And Grayson, I just pray he's okay. Let them know how much I love them. I'll end this for now, but not without telling you that I believe in us. I believe in you. Stay strong, my love, and remember, this isn't forever. Always yours, Todd. Julie wiped away a tear as she finished reading. Todd's words were a balm to her wounded spirit, but they also reignited her determination to remain resilient. She picked up her pen and began to write. Julie's letter. My sweet Todd, your letter arrived today, and I read it twice before even setting it down. Hearing from you feels like a ray of sunshine cutting through the fog. Thank you for sharing your heart with me. It's the closest I feel to having you here by my side. Things here are manageable. I've found a group of women who've taken me under their wing, so I'm not completely alone. There's a kindness here, buried beneath the hard edges, and I've learned to appreciate it. We have a routine, which helps. I've started journaling too. You always said I had a way with words, and now I have the time to put them to use. I've been thinking a lot about family, about the legacy we've left behind. The kids miss us, of course, but they're coping. Savannah has been a rock for everyone. She's taken on so much, Todd, and I couldn't be prouder of her. Chase is stepping up in his own way, though he still has his moments of mischief. And Grayson, he's trying to find his footing. He's at such a critical age, and I worry about the impact this is having on him. But I know our love for him will guide him through. Do you remember the mornings we used to spend on the porch, sipping coffee and dreaming about the future? I cling to those memories, not with sadness, but with hope. They remind me that we've built a life worth fighting for, and that this chapter, though painful, doesn't define us. I'm praying for you every day, Todd, for your strength, for your peace, for the day we're together again. You've always been my anchor, and even now, I feel that anchor holding me steady. I'll end this here, though there's so much more I want to say, but I'll save it for the next letter. After all, these letters are our lifeline. With all my love, Julie. In the quiet moments after finishing her letter, Julie folded the paper carefully and addressed the envelope to Todd Chrisley, inmate #XXXXS, Federal Correctional Institution. Across the country, Todd did the same. To Julie Chrisley, inmate #XXXX, Federal Correctional Institution. The act of sealing the envelopes felt symbolic, a small but profound act of connection. Despite the distance, despite the walls that separated them, Todd and Julie found solace in the power of their words. Weeks turned into months, and the exchange of letters became their routine. They wrote about the mundane, the meals they ate, the books they read, and the monumental, like the small triumphs they experienced or the moments of self-reflection that changed their perspective. For Todd, the letters were a way to hold on to his identity, to remind himself that he was more than just an inmate number. For Julie, they were a source of comfort, a reminder that love could endure even the harshest circumstances. And so the letters continued, weaving a tapestry of hope and resilience. In their darkest hours, Todd and Julie found light in the simple act of writing. They poured their hearts onto paper, knowing that each letter was a step closer to the day when they could finally be together again, because even behind bars, love could not be confined.